stone breaks the darkness, a new day begins. I feel cold.
Hey everybody, it's Doc. Welcome to the channel, and there's Rob behind me. And whenever Rob shows up, we always have something cool to talk about. And today, I'm going to turn this around. And today we have Rob's 2023 Desert X, which we have spent the last couple of days riding around the back roads of Iowa, and it's been pretty awesome. We've had a lot of fun, seeing a lot of little towns and stuff that you normally wouldn't see, and hitting some level B roads, testing the off-road capabilities of this behemoth.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit heavier than your Beta.
So you spend a lot of time on the on gravel roads with this bike. I know that.
Primarily, that's all I use this bike for. Is just gravel roads and level B roads.
So this is not a stock bike. This is different from when you got it, and there's a number of additions, and there's actually some very cool features with this bike. So let's kind of start with the front and work our way back. First off, how many cc is this bike, Rob?
It's 937 cc's.
And we're talking like 110 horsepower.
Roughly, yeah.
And it's kind of cool because it's got maps where you can detune it all the way down to like 75 horsepower, right?
Right.
And it's my understanding that the race guys actually like it detuned so they can get more of that power to the ground.
Yep.
And then we get these monster Brembo brakes up front. Holy cow. Trying to keep my shadow out of there. And the tire, that's not an original tire, right? That's
right. They originally come with the Pirelli Scorpion tires.
Which are kind of a smooth tire, right?
Yeah, I mean, they'll handle gravel roads pretty good, but if you get in any type of mud or anything like that, it's game over,
And something I love these wheels, and I don't know any other motorcycles that actually have tubeless tires on it like this, where the spokes are sticking out to the side. Yeah,
they're tubeless rims, and like the BMW GS's and some other, like the Aprilia Touareg, they also have them.
Oh, do they? Okay. So, not that we see many of those around.
Right.
And then you were telling me that these kind of these fork guards or something.
Yeah, that was just something simple I added. Just kind of keep the mud off the fork seals.
And those are...
That's a Ducati item.
Right,
yeah.
And they're actually on the 24s.
I believe so now.
And then we've got this big bar up here, which is a part of the Adventure Kit. And I think the Adventure Kit's a couple of grand, isn't it?
Well, it's most of the stuff is, other than the gas tank, is like a Ducati accessory. Oh, and a one-piece race seat.
Okay.
The front bars are Hepco and Becker.
Okay. So it's not a Ducati item then?
No.
Okay.
No. But they do make their own. Ducati does make their own crash bars and skid plate.
And you got, speaking of skid plates, you got this giant AXP skid plate here.
Right.
That thing is monstrous.
Right.
And I thought mine was big on my Beta, but that's very, very cool. Then we've got the Bark Busters. Here's an interesting feature that Rob puts on most of his bikes. He always has these interesting little flip-out mirrors, and this is adjustable. I'm not even sure how to adjust it, Rob. I know it folds in like that.
It'll fold in.
Okay.
And
that is very cool. So CRG makes the mirror or the mount?
Yeah, the CRG mirrors, and then the Rottweiler mounting brackets.
Okay. And then you've got kind of a custom setup for your displays.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So the Ducati display and your phone.
Right, and basically I bought this as just like a polyethylene rubber bracket
That's really cool.
That slides the display over, and then I just got amps mounting point here with a quad lock. Hold a spare phone.
That is
on
really
there
cool.
for my
And
maps.
does the windshield come with the bike, or is that
yeah,
a standard
and that's
item?
a standard windshield.
Okay.
You can buy taller ones. There's, you can buy a little bit shorter ones also, but that's just a stock Ducati.
And the very cool steering dampener. And one of the features I learned about the bike this morning when I was trying to find stuff that I could, burn you on when we talked about it, is the handlebars are actually adjustable backwards and forwards to two settings for road and for off-road, right? And do you know how you do it according to the manual?
Well, there's just two indicators there.
No, that's not how you do it. According to the manual, it says go to your service department.
Oh,
Yeah, and as far as that goes, how to check the oil? Go to the service department.
right.
I mean, literally everything in the manual apparently says go to the service department to check it. So, how many gallons of gas does the front tank hold?
So the front tank is I believe 5.5 gallons, U.S. gallons, and then the rear tank is 2 gallons.
Now the rear tank, and this is funny because if you look at this bike, and I'll put up a picture of what this bike looks like stock. This bike does not come with the rear tank. The rear tank is actually really pretty pricey, and the interesting part about it is, Ducati sells this bike literally with no rear end. If you look at the stock bike, the back end is bare and naked,
Right.
and in order to complete the bike, you have to spend another $2,000 to get the
You
tank
can
on.
find deals online.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the retail price of that rear tank is like $2,400. But I've seen them for half that price.
Right, and you installed that
So,
yourself with an
I
hardware install.
did, and it was kind of a winter project for me. It came with a 55-page instruction manual, to install that tank. So
And the tank, it's not like a switch that you switch to go from one tank to the other. It actually transfers fuel from the back tank to the front tank. Is that correct?
right.
Okay.
When you get down to a certain level, and it's usually around 30, 40 miles, there will be a thing that will come up on your display that says fuel transfer, and then you just click yes or no, and you click yes, and then it'll start pumping the fuel from the rear and up into the main tank. And you can turn it on and off. You can stop it halfway through if you like, and just
kind of level it out. As
Level
far
it
as,
out,
as far as
yeah.
weight goes.
Right.
Now, also this has cruise control,
right.
and what else does this have? Anything? Like I said, you can shift maps on the fly. Apparently, there are 4,000 different variations you can do as far as between map, suspension, blah 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 blah. So it's a very versatile bike, and you can set it up exactly the way you want it to be set up.
Right.
Anything about the engine that we should know besides the fact that it makes buku horsepower and
It's just your tried and true Ducati L twin motor, and
how's
that's
servicing this bike? Is it hard to service this bike as far as again, the air filters tucked between the cylinders.
right.
And
And
in order
that is
to-
a job.
In order to blow out the air filters, go to the service department.
Right.
That's what the manual
Right.
says. The exhaust is different. That's
Yeah,
an interesting
I
exhaust.
did. I got rid of the cat and put a link pipe underneath, and then I kind of like the Zard.
That's very
Pipe.
cool, and it sounds great. It
Yeah.
really sounds a lot better than the stock pipe does. How much suspension does this bike have? Front and rear
Suspension
inches.
this
Bike has.
It's roughly 9.5 up front and 8.5 inches in the back.
That's crazy for
Yeah.
such a big bike. And then on the back wheel, so this has ABS, and does it have traction control as well?
Yes, and there's 5 different levels. Like I said, you can adjust all that out in the
And well, that's
settings.
That's part of the 4,000 different variations that you can come up with. And then the tire is that the same matching? Is it a matching tire to the front as far as brand goes?
Yeah, they're Motaz tires.
Yeah, I tell you, I was following you all day yesterday and the day before, and that tire is impressive, especially in the amount of
Right.
stuff it can throw at me. So I had to stay back.
Yeah, that's the Desert high traction rear tire. It's pretty aggressive. I wouldn't recommend it if you're doing a lot of highway
Well, it'd probably wear down pretty quickly, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we've got, now did you put a license plate delete on this or something? Because that plate seems awfully high and looks
Yeah,
good, which
I
most
just
of them don't.
I just eliminated it. It came down here,
Okay.
and it was always just, well, it's still full of mud today.
Yeah, yeah, that is not a readable plate.
Right.
And you know the tail lights and the turn signals are adequate on this. Again, I know that because I followed you all day yesterday. I like your toolkit. I did notice with the sport seat that one of the cool features of the sport seat, because the sport seat's split in two, is that you can pull the back seat off, and it makes a nice little cradle to put something like your Kriega. But I like the way that's set up, and you like Kriega stuff
Right.
a lot. And then we've got our gas fill there. Really, I think that's pretty much the whole bike in a nutshell, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Hey, I just wanted to show you guys this bike because it's super cool. I appreciate you sticking with us in the video this long, and certainly like, subscribe, and do all that YouTube stuff so we can add to our viewers on the channel. And you guys are awesome. You guys have a great day. We'll see you on the trail.
So yeah.